Hi, so this is my response for the Are You Listening form. So, reflect on your listening skills and respond to the following questions. First one, what if anything surprised you about your score? So, I got 23, so that means I have excellent listening skills. Um, it didn't really surprise me, and I don't mean to sound cocky or anything like that. I've been known, or I've been told by my friends that I'm a good listener, and randomly I have people always um, feel trustworthy with me when they talk to me about like personal matters and whatnot, and so that's great that people feel safe around me. But so what are my listening strengths? So those are just be honestly listening. No. Um, my listening strengths is just letting the person talk and me not really react to like what they're saying right away. Kind of listen to them, hear their emphasis on certain words, or watch their eye movement. Or um, I like to look at their mouth and how it moves. Um, but I know sometimes then they're like, "What do I have something in my mouth?" And I'm like, "No, you don't." But so my listening strengths are just letting them talk, or literally just listening. My listening challenges are probably sometimes, like right now, sometimes when I'm talking to them, it's not that I find what they're saying is boring, but I have this really weird response in my body where I just have to yawn. And it's not that I'm tired, it's not that I'm bored, but like I have to continue to show them like physically that I'm actively involved in what they're saying. But like my yawns just come out at the worst times, really. And so my listening challenges are basically trying to make my face um, not yawn. Other than that, like they feel trustworthy, or they trust me enough to know that I'm actively listening to them, and because right after that, then I give them like my feedback, or if they're just looking for someone to vent to, then somehow I figure out what to say. I don't know how I do it, but I do it. So number 4, how could you improve the listening skill components you scored low? Uh, oh, the one I scored low on was you are easily distracted by other people talking, chewing gum, rattling paper, and so on. So yeah, that would have to go with more of me looking at like their mouth and whatnot. And it's honestly, it's not that I'm not listening, but it's just I'm really intrigued on how their eyes go, and as well as like the movement of their mouth. I was known as a kid when my mom, obviously, like I'd get in trouble, but when my mom would be talking to me, I would just stare into her eyes depending on how mad she is, and her eyes would be going like back and forth, and I would just like stare at it like, and at that time I wasn't listening, I was a kid, so, but yeah, so I have to do more of just finding a spot, God, finding a spot on their face, or maybe something to that I don't know, just a spot, or like focusing on like on their necklace or something else on their face rather than their mouth, or something where they can where they wouldn't feel self-conscious about. Number 5, the Bible offers many verses about listening and speaking. Consider the ones offered below. Which ones can you apply to improve the listening skill components you scored low? And how will you do this? So, let's see. The one that I think usually, or that sits with me, is I mean, none of these really have a say in like what my mistake is. I don't jump to conclusions, or I try not to. It depends on who's talking to me and who's not. If it's my family and like they say one thing, and I'll jump real quick. But I'm getting a lot better at that. So I guess then to answer for listening, that is folly and shame. So Proverbs 18:13 would be the one that I would most actively use. And with that, it just goes with like with my family, with just listening to them and not jumping to conclusions. But I think everybody has different types of listening skills when they have different people in their lives. So like I said, my family, depending on like what happened before, anything like that, I might jump to a conclusion. Or but like at work or with my students, my student athletes, that's something I wouldn't do. I would listen and whatnot. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't wait to see your guys' videos.